As a blonde American woman, I thought I'd seen every kind of festival on Earth. I've done 4th of July parades with glitter-covered floats. I've been to wine festivals in Napa where everyone pretends to understand grapes. I even survived Mardi Gras once, though I left early after someone threw beads at my face and yelled, "Catch," like it was a sport. So, when my Filipino friend Marie invited me to a simple fiesta in her hometown, I thought, okay, I got this. I pictured a few people grilling chicken, some quiet music, maybe a cute little parade with kids holding tiny flags. Wholesome. Instagrammable. I had absolutely no idea. I was about to witness the Super Bowl of human enthusiasm. The chaos started before we even got to the town. Cars were parked everywhere on sidewalks, on grass, on top of other cars. People were walking in every direction. Kids were running around waving balloons shaped like animals I'm pretty sure don't exist. I turned to Marie and asked, "Is something happening today?" She just smiled and said, "Yes." "The fiesta. The one you called simple?" She nodded. "Yes, very simple. You'll love it." I should have known then that the word simple means something very, very different in the Philippines. I should have turned around. But nope. I followed her deeper into what felt like a cheerful, colorful, overly friendly stampede. The first thing that hit me was the sound. It wasn't just noise, it was an orchestra of 10 different things happening at once. Drums, brass instruments, people singing through megaphones, and fireworks, even though it was daytime. Someone was yelling "Tara Kane na," which I learned means "let's eat," as if they were inviting the entire human population. Then I saw the costumes. Imagine if Las Vegas and Rio Carnival had a baby, and then that baby drank 7 cups of milk tea and decided to go insane with creativity. There were giant butterfly wings, dragon heads the size of my car, and dresses that looked like chandeliers. People wore headpieces shaped like fruits, flowers, saints, and one that I'm pretty sure was a karaoke machine. I just stood there with my mouth wide open. "This isn't simple," I whispered. Marie just laughed and said, "This is not yet the parade. Not yet the parade." Suddenly, a marching band appeared out of nowhere like a military invasion powered by trumpets. The drums pounded so loudly, I swear I could feel my bones rearranging. But the craziest part? Everyone looked so incredibly happy. Kids were dancing. Grandmas were dancing. I think I even saw a dog dancing. The guys in the marching band were flirting with girls in the crowd while still playing their instruments perfectly, which honestly should be illegal. Then someone handed me food. I didn't even see who it was. A random auntie just materialized like a magical fairy, pressed a plate of pancit into my hands and said, "Eat first." "You look hungry, ma'am." Before I could even respond, someone else handed me lumpia. Then another person gave me leche flan. Then another gave me rice. I tried to pay, but they just looked offended. "No, fiesta, eat lang," which means just eat. At this point, I had been in town for 10 minutes and had already consumed enough calories to feed a small village. That's when I noticed the long tables stretching all the way down the street, like a United Nations buffet, but with way more color and 3 times the hospitality. There was enough food to supply a zombie apocalypse. Grilled chicken, barbecue skewers, crispy pork, noodles, soups, desserts, and a bunch of dishes I couldn't identify but ate anyway. And every single household had their own table set up, like mini restaurants all competing for the title of most generous hosts in the galaxy. I whispered to Marie, "Aren't people worried about running out of food?" She laughed so hard she almost dropped her plate. "Running out of food? No. Running out of visitors? Yes." Apparently, the entire goal of a fiesta is to feed strangers until they start to question the very meaning of fullness. Just when I thought I couldn't be more overwhelmed, the actual parade started. I heard a rumble like thunder, the music got louder. The crowd parted like a celebrity had just arrived. And then the giants came. Not real giants. They were human-sized puppets, but huge, taller than trucks. Their giant heads bobbed up and down as dancers guided them through the streets. Confetti rained down from somewhere I couldn't see. Kids were screaming with joy. One of them waved at me and I just sort of froze and waved back. Then Marie casually asked, "You want to join the parade?" I laughed. "Me? No way. I'll pass out." But before I could finish, two dancers grabbed my hands, pulled me into the street, and suddenly I was part of the parade. The entire crowd cheered like I was the chosen one. Someone handed me a fan. Someone else put a flower crown on my head. A little kid gave me a balloon shaped like a dinosaur. I had no idea how to dance, so I just sort of wiggled my shoulders like a panicked flamingo. But people still cheered. By the third street we passed, I was sweating like crazy. My hair was a mess, and I had eaten 3 more snacks that were handed to me mid-dance, but I was having the time of my life. After the parade, I thought we would finally rest. I was wrong. The live band started, and the drinking, and the dancing again, and the singing. Filipinos don't stop, ever. Their stamina is beyond human. If Fiesta was an Olympic sport, the Philippines would win gold, silver, bronze, and all the honorable mentions. I finally found a chair to sit down, but an entire family immediately approached me with more plates, drinks, and dessert. "You're our visitor," they said proudly. "You eat more." I tried to explain that I couldn't possibly eat another bite, but suddenly there was mango float in my mouth, and honestly, I wasn't complaining. Then the most shocking thing happened. The entire neighborhood started going house to house. Not like trick or treating, more like hospitality on steroids. Every single house welcomed us like we were long-lost relatives. More food, more drinks, more dancing, more aunties calling me anak, which means child. More uncles offering me unsolicited life advice. At one point, a stranger hugged me and said, "You're family now," and they meant it. As the sun began to set, fireworks exploded above us. The music never stopped. I felt like I'd been adopted by an entire town. And when that last firework popped, I looked around and realized something. Nothing would ever impress me again. Not American parades, not music festivals, not fancy dinner parties. Because no place on earth can compete with a Filipino fiesta. It's not just the costumes or the music or even the unlimited food, though that part is magical. It's the way Filipinos celebrate life itself loud, colorful, chaotic, generous, and overflowing with laughter. They don't just invite you to a party. They fold you into their culture like a warm hug. On the way home, I looked at Marie and said, "I think I need a week to recover." She just smiled. "Oh, that wasn't even our biggest fiesta." "You should see our major one next year. There are more dancers." "And more food." "More food?" She nodded like it was completely normal. I just stared out the window, exhausted but glowing, and whispered to myself, I will never look at any other celebration the same way again. And honestly, I wouldn't want to. Because once you've survived a Filipino fiesta, you start to believe the world should celebrate everything with that much heart. And maybe, just maybe, the world would be a much happier place. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have you ever been to a fiesta? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.